could have not sprayed. Hello, everyone. We are back for the second Tribal Council of Can You Survive Tides of War. Next up, we have our veteran tribes that are filing in. Some alumni volunteers are looking on as all of the players file in. So we will get to watch Tribal Council, and then you and I will go off together and we'll do a little chat about everything we just heard in the Tribal Council, plus everything that I have heard as soon as I get my handy number from Alan. Thanks, babe. All right, so we will be joining Tribal Council, listening into the questions, walking away to catch up, and then
Come on in,
to the
Grindel.
vote. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see Grindel filing on in. And here they are heading to Tribal Council for the first time. We've got Meg M, Ale, Jorge, Justin, Cam, and Zoe for the Grindel tribe.
All right, welcome, Grindel tribe. A few things before we begin. I know you were brief, but please try to be as loud as possible for the live stream so that everyone at home can follow along. The second, more important thing, nothing is ever hidden in that tribal council booth. You don't have to waste anyone's time in there. Just go in and vote and get back here so we can kind of move this along, okay? All right, with that, we'll get started. Cam, being one of the two CYS representatives here, do you feel like that was something that the tribe saw as an advantage, or something you feel like people are going to potentially target you over?
Both. I can answer questions about like what happened in previous seasons, and then people can be like, well, he's already done this before. Like, we deserve a chance to play for the first time, right? So it's a double-edged sword for sure. Hopefully, I can be viewed as a advantage more than a disadvantage.
Okay. Justin, how do you feel like how do you feel like you're approaching this first vote differently now as a returning player than maybe you've done first votes in the past?
I think when you play with a group of veterans, you have to play differently. Everyone is expecting different types of moves. I think everyone's ready for things not to go simply as planned. And so you sort of have to think a couple more steps ahead. I am making this decision based on that protocol, trying to play one step ahead other folks in the tribe, but also not trying to get ahead of myself at the same time.
Okay. Zoe, do you feel like people are carrying baggage from their previous games? Have there been rumors and discussions about who did what placement people got, things like that?
Not really. I think because a lot of them, I mean, like, or at least for me, most of them were new to me. I hadn't heard of them before. So at least for me, and I think there's also like different variations of the game. So it's not always like the most telling perspective. So versus that doesn't, I've not really taken that into account.
Okay. Ale, speak to me about the kind of transition from the group of 12 you were in last night to now finding out that you're voting in these smaller groups of 6. Do you have plans that were changed because of that and you had to kind of react quickly? Or do you feel like no plans were made because you were expecting something like this to happen?
So
If I can't hear you, I'm gonna get really close.
No, you're good. I know that. I don't know how many plans. Like, as far as I know, there was not a lot of talk last night, or I don't think out of it. Like, I don't think from what I heard, like there was a lot of like side conversation about the game until probably this morning a little bit, and then actually when we got into the smaller tribe. So I don't know. Like, for me, nothing really changed.
Okay. Meg, what are you basing this vote off then? I mean, as veterans, you've probably done the vote on tribe strength before or vote on this and that, but you're probably approaching it from a much different perspective this time. What are you personally kind of coming in and trying to organize as a group?
My value system is I vote on vibes and loyalty and who I feel like I can work with now and in the future. And sure, tribe strength in terms of challenges and at camp, very important. I do not feel like this group is uneven in any way to make that anything to vote for.
Jorge, I watched you guys do the kind of scramble, right? And I see groups of 3, I see groups of 2, I see things like that. Did you notice anyone that was in more groups than you expected or off on their own too much or anything like that that stood out to you as part of that scramble?
I say no. I think that we all were pretty conscious of, having a good amount of time with people, with everybody involved. Even when we're giving our confessionals, we still took the time to make sure that everybody got a one-on-one with somebody. So I think we were pretty responsible in that end.
Okay. The fact that we have, no man's land is affecting who you want to place out of the game at all, or are you going to deal with that at a later time?
Yeah, I think we've had like when we were the group of 12 last night, we would always talk about like what like twists and game changes in the game we would think would happen. So not really. Like it's definitely like something that could play into the game, but it's not like a focus.
Okay. And then what about like advantages or idols, Meg? I mean, have there been conversations? Is there information out there? Is that going to be a heavy factor in this vote? Because something like that can really loom large in a smaller group like this.
We kind of stayed pretty much around the fire for the most part, and I mean, honestly, I didn't have a chance to go and look for an idol, even though I was looking for a chance to go and look for an idol. And I think I would have noticed if somebody else did too. I know that there's an advantage out there. I mean, I assume that the advantage that you talked about the first day has been, disseminated. And damn it, that would have been nice. And I have not heard rumor of it.
Okay. Well, in a very veteran and very cagey, so I have no idea what's going on. Unless anyone has anything else to say, I'll let us get to the vote, okay? All right, we're going to start from the left over. So, Jorge, you'll be the first one up.
All right, and with that, we will step away from the tribal council area while the players are silently voting, and we will get to all catch up with each other. So I'm gonna walk on over to our spot where we were before and talk maybe a little louder than normal. Those players were really quiet, told to speak up, and then completely disregarded it. So we'll try and emphasize that again in the next tribal they attend, if they attend one, so that you guys can hear more of what they had to say. Although I will say, I feel like they did not say much at tribal council. Thankfully, they said a lot to their tribe handlers. So lots going on there. Let me get away from that area, and then I'll talk a little louder so that you guys can hear what's going on. All right, so again, for those that are new to the stream, this is your time and my time to be together. Ask any questions that you want to know, and if I know, I will fill you in. So this is the Grindel tribe, and I am now opening up my notebook, and I will fill you in. This group is a mess. You would never know it by the fact that, they were so cagey and saying nothing when they were saying stuff. So, okay. So the Grindel tribe consists of, Cam, Jorge, Ale, Justin, Zoe, and Meg M. So, all right, there seems to be a few different pairings and groups forming on this tribe already. I am told that Justin and Jorge are a duo, and everyone knows that they are a duo. So maybe not the best strat. So that is one pair. We also have a group of three that have kind of gravitated to each other, which is Ale, Cam, and Meg M. The three of them have kind of come together now and are kind of looking to targeting maybe Justin or Jorge. Also, separately, there is Zoe. Zoe is kind of looking like the swing vote here today that could either be pulled in by Ale, Cam, and Meg or by Justin and Jorge. But separately, apparently Cam and Zoe have been getting really close in more secret, so they are currently each other's number ones. So if you're following along, it's like a triangle with a line and then a circle over here. And so lots of different groups and different dynamics coming into play. However, despite Zoe and Cam feeling like they are each other's number ones, Zoe just straight up thinks she's leaving. Because she's not feeling confident in any of her conversations. She is suspicious of Jorge because she feels that Jorge has played more games like this than he is letting on. And she's just kind of like, there's no way he's played as few as he says. She's like, got a little squinty eye, side eye aimed in that direction. Speaking of Jorge, his target initially to start the round was Meg M, but then the rumor mill went flowing, and now, once Jorge heard that Cam had threw out his name, now Jorge's like, well, now I'm coming for Cam. So now Jorge is gunning for Cam, wants to pull in his duo Justin. However, Justin found the safety without power advantage yesterday. And for those of you that do not know what that is, safety without power can only be used this round. And basically, if Justin would like to, he can elect to leave the tribal council area and not actually put forth a vote. So he would be completely safe, but he would not be allowed to affect the outcome of this tribal. So on the one hand, you can prolong your situation in the game in the short term, but if you're not proving yourself to your allies with a vote, perhaps you are not preserving it for the long term. So it's definitely a risk versus reward kind of an advantage. Can only be used at this tribal. And I'm not sure if he's going to be using it, but he definitely might want to because I hear that Ale, Cam, and Meg, that trio, are going to go ahead and be targeting him. So we will see. He potentially has votes coming his way, but if he can evade them, by the safety without power, I'm really not sure what is going to be happening. A couple other things of note, because this tribe is nothing but not messy as hell. Ale seems to know that Alicia has a fundraising advantage from yesterday because Cam told him that she did. However, she absolutely does not have that. Katie and Kevin are the ones that have that. So I'm not really sure if that'll come into play just yet because Alicia's on the other tribe. So that will not be found out either way right now, but just a little mess for the future. However, speaking of Alicia, who is not at this tribal council, sorry, just making sure that like no player is sneaking up behind me. No, you're good. So speaking of Alicia, who is on the other vet tribe, so Alicia has an idol, and Cam and Zoe on this tribe know about it. So that again will not come into play immediately because Cam and Zoe are on this tribe and Alicia's on the other tribe. However, it might come into play in the future. And we're kind of theorizing that maybe Cam told Ahmed Alicia has an idol, but to kind of mask, you know, or like that she has the advantage, like to mask the fact that she has an idol. I'm not really sure what that is about. Sorry, I'm just, yeah, so mess. Mess all around, lots of names being thrown out, and we might have a very panicked group of people if Justin gets the majority of votes and chooses to exit the tribal council area. So, yeah, gonna be messy, gonna be juicy. And again, so this is your time. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I will fill you in. Karen wants to know who has the fundraising advantage. That is Kevin R. For the rookies and Katie for the vets. So they are both on the tribes that did not have to go to tribal council this round, so those will not come into play yet. If they go to tribal council today, I'll further go into what those are and what they will transform into. So yeah. Okay, someone else still voting, so we've got a little more time. Let me see and make sure that I gave you everything that I know. Yeah, I'm good. All right, so I believe okay, I'm getting the signal to head on back to the tribal council area. So we will very shortly be hearing who is getting voted out. And then we will again have an exit interview with that player. Reminder, they are not voted out of the game entirely. They will be heading to no man's land for the opportunity to get back in the game. Alicia Queen, my audio is so muffled. I know, I'm sorry. I'll switch to a different phone for the next step so the audio gets back. Work in progress here, and I'm making a lot of errors, but yeah. Cam tabulating the votes, so we are moments away. Okay. Looks like we are joining tribal just as Cam is walking back with the votes. We'll just enter this way for dramatic effect.
Okay, before I get to the votes, two things. One, each of you has a torch with your name on it, 6 in blue at the back there. If you are the person that's going home, please grab your appropriate torch, bring it over here, and I'll snuff it. Secondly, before I read the votes, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, I'll get to the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote. Cam. Second vote. Justin. Third vote. Justin. Fourth vote. Justin. Fifth vote. Cam. That's 3 votes Justin, 2 votes Cam, 1 vote remaining. Sixth vote, and the second person voted out of Can You Survive Tides of War, Justin.
Got me, Jorge.
Good try,
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna just follow Justin on over there, still on the live stream, so we're gonna be catching up with him momentarily. Justin, if you wanna head on over to the shade with me, this will be your time to just share your thoughts and anything you'd like to say to our viewers. So we'll step maybe over here to this shade. And I kind of ruined my sound, so if you'll just speak up if you can,
Sure,
so
sure.
the viewers can hear you. All right, Justin, so this is your time. Anything you want to share with us?
What a bummer. Never planned on going home pretty much first. I actually had an advantage that I didn't play correctly and would have saved me this round, but that's okay. I'm playing on behalf of Colorado Health Network, so please go support them. They're supporting the sexual health of the queer community in Colorado, and also had a great time. Can You Survive has been a blast so far, and it's not over yet.
That's right. So you have so far lasted an entire night and well into the morning on day 2 of this game. Lots to be proud of about your time out here, despite it being swift yet not over. Is there anything in particular that you're proud about in your time?
Yeah,
at this
I'm
game?
I'm proud of our 3 wins yesterday in competition, and then also last night we did a great job getting the sample set up and using my outdoor survival skills to get to the test. So most proud of that.
Awesome. Well, Justin, you will be heading to No Man's Land momentarily, not yet completely out of this game. So thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and hand you off to your tribe handler, Barry, so that you can get on over there.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thanks, Justin. All right, and Justin is heading off to get situated in No Man's Land. A little later, we'll show you where that is so that you have a visual. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm trying to skip both over me. Okay. And do the players on No Man's Land get to interact with each other? Absolutely. That is pretty much the only thing they get to do on No Man's Land is sit and be with each other and wait for the opportunity to return. So hopefully they've got some fun that they can drum up between Aubrey and Justin. Yeah, so we will be setting up pretty shortly for the next challenge. So you won't want to go too far away from your screens. Keep it locked here. Woo! Sorry. I promise I won't spray it. Don't worry, y'all. Let's see. And we will be back soon. Is Cam over here? Cam, when will we be back? Oh, okay. All right. So we're taking a break for lunch, actually. You do the same. Hydrate back home. Get a little snicky snack. And we'll be back in an hour. 12:30 Eastern. All right. So we will see you here. We will be loud and proud with our sound. And thank you so much.